Time patient at Tupelo Smiles is they're very sensitive of my time. When I come into the office, I'm always ushered right in the back and they start serving my needs that day. They always take care of the patient.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I appreciate y'all staying up with me tonight to get the latest on y'all's weekend's forecast, but also highlights for the game of the week, your results for band and cheer squad of the week, all of that coming up in this broadcast. As mentioned, game of the week highlights coming up. Got to get to Gabe because I think they might be trying to turn off those stadium lights, so definitely want to get to him so he can give us the latest look on those highlights. We will also reveal your band and cheer squad of the week. All the voting closed. Y'all did an excellent job. Very excited to show y'all the clips from the band and cheer squad of the week as well. And it is finally feeling like fall. I know we just got to fall Monday and we haven't been in this season for a while, but we have definitely waited for these conditions and temperatures to finally make it to fall, and we are starting to realize and feel them as we head into the weekend. But let's start with the first 12. You can see those dry conditions and beautiful conditions are the story. Starting off around 65 by the time we're wrapping up our evening plans, heading into pretty much bedtime and getting ready for our Saturday morning. By the time we get there, we will start seeing upper 50s, some low 60s for our lows tonight. A beautiful start to our Saturday before we start warming up and seeing mid 70s or upper 70s by lunchtime, allowing for a beautiful Saturday. But let's get to Gabe, who has been in the field right now, giving us the highlights for our game of the week.
Well, Caleb, I first want to say it's freezing out here. So you're talking about fall conditions. Well, we're feeling exactly that. I'm going to try and keep the connection stable right here. But you also see behind me that the lights have turned off. So folks already heading out from the game. That means that game went by quickly, and we are talking about a ton of run plays. Let's go ahead and get into the game because this was an exciting one. Battle of two undefeated teams. Battle of the Waves in Tupelo tonight as the West Point Green Waves take on the Tupelo Golden Waves. Two state champions, two undefeated teams, one champion. Let's get to it. Starting out the gates with a big third down for West Point right here on their opening drive. Quarterback Colt Whitaker takes the snap, throws it short right to Kingston Branham, who takes it 25 yards for a Green Wave first down. Big play from the sophomore as West Point keeps driving. Tupelo calls timeout, trying to get its defense set. Unfortunately, West Point's Colt Whitaker turns into prime Colt McCoy and tosses it to his 6'3" tight end for a 20-yard completion. Green Wave showing Tupelo that the tides have shifted from this time last year. Colt Whitaker looking to put a bow on this drive as he takes a snap, sprints outside to the left, and no one is catching that young man as he dives into the end zone for 6. Touchdown West Point. Check out this celly right here. Great celly right there. West Point having plenty to cheer about as the Green Wave makes a statement right away. After a fumbled snap, extra point, no good. Green Wave up 6-0 with 4:59 left in the first, as you can see right there on your screen. After a Tupelo 3 and out, check out this play. Whitaker tosses it short to Quentin Thompson, who gets suplexed right into the dirt, right on his head. West Point upset about the play, feeling it was very dirty, flag on the play, but Tupelo trying to send a message. This is more than a game. This is a war, and one that they plan on winning. After 3 plays not going anywhere, West Point, well, of course, calling timeout, trying to get it going, but unfortunately those 3 plays not going anywhere. West Point's Whitaker throws right to Justin White, who uses all 6'4" of his frame to get the ball, but unfortunately comes up short. 4th down, Tupelo gets the much-needed stop. Tupelo needing a response right here. As you can see, 4th down. They're going to get the ball right here, punting it away. Tupelo needing a response, hands it off to Kylan Bobo. The junior takes it strong to the left for the Golden Wave first down, motioning right away. Yeah, we're headed 10 more yards. Go ahead and move those chains. Tupelo fans just glad to have something to finally cheer for. They want one thing, a touchdown. Tupelo turns to J.J. Hill, who takes a snap and throws it to Tyquez Raines, who rumbles for the first down. Huge play for the big fella. Golden Wave set up at the 40, and he is amped about that. J.J. Hill looking to carry the momentum, does what he does best, runs the ball. And boy, does he run it well. 40 yards right up the sideline before being shoved out of bounds at the 30. He may be filling in his quarterback, but that young man is still a runner. First down, Golden Wave. 4th and 6 on the 22. Golden Wave needs a score, needs a first down. They give it to J.J. Hill, who gets the throw off to Ashton Blanchard, who gets stopped short of the first. 2 Green Waves take him down, and Green Wave takes over. Coaches ready to get another score for the Green Wave. They turn to Michael Williams, who takes a snap and hands it off to Kingston Branham, who powers through not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 7 defenders before being brought down for a first down, literally putting the team on his back, that big fella right there. West Point would follow that up with another big play, giving it up to Michael Williams, who runs up the middle for another Green Wave first down. Powers through another couple of defenders right there. Green Wave showing who the real Wave is so far, and it looks like it's all green, not gold. On third down, West Point takes a snap with Jalen Hall, sees his man deep down the left sideline, and he gets it. The 6'3" tight end, Jamichael Strong, comes down with the big-time grab. First down, Green Wave. Time winding down in the first, West Point needs to score. They turn to none other than Michael Williams, who powers in for the Green Wave touchdown with a man on his back. Big-time play for the 2-possession lead. Give the big fella some love. O-line showing out. West Point coaches call timeout as they try to go for 2 instead of 1. They turn to Jalen Hall, who throws back shoulder to Ahmad Brown, and he climbs the ladder on that play, getting the 2 and getting the 14-point advantage for West Point. Whole team amped for that one, including 50, who's letting everyone know who the more dominant Wave is right there. 14-0 West Point heading into the second half. As you can see right there, 15 seconds left. So it was a great game, and while it was a dominant first half for the Green Wave, the Golden Wave would fight back 21-21 with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But unfortunately, Golden Wave would give up big plays to the Green Wave as they would march all the way down the field, and the game-winning touchdown would be scored with 11 seconds left by the Green Wave's Michael Williams. So unfortunate for the Golden Wave. Win streak comes up short at 18 wins, but 7A state champs got to get it together as they head into next week's matchup, because today they just fell just short, about 11 seconds short. But Green Wave taking a big 13-game winning streak and that 5A state title to back home as they head into West Point over the weekend, enjoying a big win. But they're back next week, ready to take on that matchup and make that 13 number 14. And I'm not just talking about a win streak, I'm also talking about titles. Yes, this team is legit. West Point could very well run it back into that 5A state title. Excited as we move into that state championship season, but we are still a ways away from that. We're only in about week 5 for our high school matchups, but we had such a good time here in Tupelo. I know that lights are turning off and they're saying, hey Gabe, it's time to get off the field. And I agree with them because I'm getting chill bumps with how cold I am right now. Caleb, that's a little sign of what's to come overnight and into our Saturday morning. A cooler forecast, I would say chilly forecast, and long sleeves coming from a man outside right now. They're essential for that morning commute. But Caleb, this sums it up here in Tupelo, a great battle of the waves. And I know all those boys battled hard tonight and showed out. Just one wave came out a little bit taller and a little bit stronger than the others. But live in Tupelo, meteorologist Gabe Maynor, Mississippi Live Weather.
Well, we appreciate it, Gabe. I think it's basically official to say that long sleeves and sweatpants are in the forecast as we continue into our weekend, and definitely probably for the rest of football season as well. But taking a look at Mississippi Live weather radar, we can see there's not much going on. Maybe a few sprinkles of rain around Amory, but pretty much most of the screen that you're seeing here is just the radar in clear air mode, just trying to find anything to get that energy scattered back. So we are very dry here in North Mississippi, and we are going to continue to do so as we continue into our weekend as well. But let's take a look at Futurecast showing those dry conditions. Not much to look at here, not really going to be many colors that we can see for our Futurecast models as we continue into this broadcast. That stationary front was the cold front that moved on through North Mississippi, now causing some rain out east and along the eastern coast. But for North Mississippi, we are staying dry. The most we will see on our models is that northerly wind starting to just push into North Mississippi. You can almost see a shadow of the H just north of us. That's a high pressure system. That's going to be the dominant part of our forecast, what's causing these northerly winds and what's going to keep us dry into the weekend ahead. But taking a look at the next 24, we can see those dry conditions, and there we go. That's where we need those sweatpants and long sleeves as we start off our Saturday, especially if you're waking up early on your weekend. But we're going to start slowly, and I mean slowly warming up, because our highs tomorrow are only reaching the low 80s. So it will feel amazing outside, especially for some great football weather. I know Ricky was in the comments just a few minutes ago saying that hopefully there's some beautiful weather for the Bama game. It's looking good, especially if you're watching it from North Mississippi. Out in Georgia, might have a few spotty showers, but overall we are looking pretty as we continue into the weekend. By the time we're wrapping up our evening for Saturday, you can see we're cooling off in the low 80s by our 6 o'clock broadcast. Even by the time we get towards our 10 o'clock broadcast, we could be seeing mid 60s. So it will feel amazing outside for our Saturday. Finally something good to talk about instead of maybe some rainy, hot days for our weekends. But coming up in the next minute, we're going to go over those SEC football forecasts. I know Ricky was asking about that Bama game, but what about the Mississippi State game, Ole Miss game? Everything you need to know about your weekend coming up in 1 minute.
When you've been injured, don't settle for a lawyer who doesn't even know where you live. Call Langston and Lott. Local lawyers, personal service, real results.
Get ready for a night of inspiration, laughter, and support. Join us on Saturday, October 4th at 6 p.m. at the Tupelo Cotton Mill, where outstanding men from our community will walk in her shoes. You'll hear powerful stories from survivors and caregivers, enjoy delicious food and drinks, and experience live entertainment in an evening filled with fellowship, fun, and hope. All proceeds go to support those bravely fighting cancer. This event is powered by Wear It Well.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, there you have it. There was your Spirit Squad of the Week for our Game of the Week here in North Mississippi. Tupelo, the Golden Wave, getting the Spirit Squad of the Week. So congratulations to them. And didn't get the win in the football game, but funny how things line up and everybody gets a win here in North Mississippi. Got to stay tuned because we still got to give you your band of the week as well. But of course, we have to start off this block with the Weather Watchers pictures. This was sent in by Mr. Edelblut, not this one. This is sent in from my dad, Kevin, out in Starkville. He sent this from his office earlier today when an afternoon shower started blowing through East Starkville. And if you look really closely, right around here, there is a rainbow landing in his, pretty much the back part of his office. So landing right outside of the office. I've never seen a picture of a rainbow that close up. Thought it was very impressive. Told him that should be a pot of gold somewhere out there. So definitely got to be looking for that. But definitely one of the beautiful creations out there when we have a rain shower blow through Starkville. But appreciated that picture, and I appreciate y'all sending in these pictures. I'd love to show as many as we can during the weekend, especially with the beautiful conditions we have in store. So I know y'all will be doing lots of activities outside. But let's take a look at our SEC football forecast coming up this weekend. We're going to start off with that Alabama game. Just like Ricky was talking about, we should have beautiful conditions. There is a slight chance of rain at the start, first quarter, but once you get through maybe a soggy start, you're going to see dry conditions continue into the rest of your game, and it's going to feel amazing. I'm talking 70 degrees by halftime and then upper 60s by the final snap. So I know, Ricky, you are rooting for the Tide, and hopefully they can walk out of Georgia with a win, but y'all will experience some beautiful conditions out there. And here in North Mississippi, if you're watching, we'll have beautiful conditions here in North Mississippi. And speaking of that, let's take a look at our forecast for Oxford. Ole Miss hosting LSU, another great matchup for this weekend, starting off around 80 degrees. It's an afternoon game, but still 80 degrees at the start of football season pretty much in North Mississippi. Can't beat it. 82 by halftime, and then you are wrapping up the game around 78 degrees. So it is still beautiful out here in Oxford and North Mississippi. But also Starkville is hosting Tennessee, facing the Bulldogs there in Starkville, Mississippi, starting off around 83 degrees. But by the time you are wrapping up the game, seeing mid-70s walking out of that stadium. So it will be an amazing forecast across all of North Mississippi for our Saturday. Let's take a look at Futurecast, showing what to expect for our evening before we can get to those football games. a whole lot of nothing right now. And that's going to be the trend that we continue to see over the course of the weekend. Not really seeing much color go across this weekend. This is actually playing right now. It's just showing that we don't really see many rain chances into our evening and start for our Saturday as well. The most we will see is maybe some clouds trying to push into North Mississippi, but these little wind arrows, that is going to be the most that we can see. We are seeing a dry evening, dry overnight period, but a cool start to our Saturday as well. This is those fall-like temperatures we have been wanting. We are finally here, pretty much mid-50s, upper 50s across most of our viewing area. You can see some low 60s trickling in. I would say there's more 50s than 60s, so definitely a cooler start. We'll need sweatpants and long sleeves if you are waking up early for your Saturday morning and definitely want to take that coffee outside and enjoy the cooler start to your Saturday. Going back to Futurecast, we can track out these dry conditions continuing not only overnight, but into your Saturday as well. Yes, it's still playing right now. You can see that wind starting to pick up just a little bit more, maybe offering a breeze as we go through our Saturday. This is around lunchtime, seeing that wind just a little bit more active than it was in the morning, but you can see maybe some cloud cover trying to build in towards our afternoon hours and even evening, maybe a little bit more thicker around the Delta region, but we are seeing pretty much clear, if not mostly clear skies for our Saturday. High temperatures will feel amazing. Pretty much mid 80s across our viewing area, even Red Bay almost in the upper 70s. I feel like Red Bay has been the trend of where I say you want to go spend your weekends because they have it the best out of all of us. But also, you can see 87 in Columbus, 87 in Greenwood. But if I leave my finger right there, those heat indices taking you down 3 degrees. So that northerly wind is allowing us to not only feel cool, or it's showing it cool temperatures, but we're feeling slightly cooler than what those actual temperatures are reading. So it will be beautiful outside for Saturday. Y'all go out, enjoy any outdoor plans y'all have. Of course, you can start out with the park planner. Right here, we see 7 a.m. around 59 degrees. So if your kids are wanting to wake up early and get active, you can take them out to the park around 7 in the morning. It will feel gorgeous outside. 80 degrees by 12 o'clock, and peak heating hours, I mean, you're only seeing 82 degrees before we start cooling off towards that 6 to 7 o'clock broadcast. 77 degrees. It will feel amazing for our Saturday here in North Mississippi. Coming back to Futurecast, showing a little bit more cloud cover by the evening. Still mostly clear skies. That sun will be shining on us, but we won't be feeling miserably hot like we have during the summer months here in Mississippi. We are finally in fall, and we are feeling like we are in fall finally. Continuing into the overnight period into your Sunday morning, beautiful conditions, that cloud cover not sticking around very long, if at all. Pretty much clear skies continue into your Sunday as well, allowing for a beautiful church commute. By the time we get closer towards lunchtime, you can see more cloud cover building up, and that'll be the most cloud cover we'll see this weekend. I think Saturday will be a little bit more clear, and of course we might see some more clouds Sunday. It'll also be just slightly warmer as well, but pretty much clear temperatures will be the story for our Saturday and Sunday as well. And as I just mentioned, it will be slightly warmer for our Sunday. Notice how our temperatures are now more mid to upper 80s instead of low to mid 80s. So a slight warming trend is what we are expecting as we continue into the weekend. But thankfully, those heat indices aren't really warming up with it, pretty much staying right around those actual temperatures, cooling us off just slightly instead of boosting us up into the low 90s. So definitely a win with this forecast. But if we want to track out the rest of your weekend and into the work week, looking at the 7-day forecast, you can see that slight warming trend. Saturday will be the best day, 83 with a low of 58. We're going to warm up 86 for your Sunday, 88 for your Monday, maybe take a slight dip for your Tuesday, but still it's keeping around the mid 80s, a little bit above average for this time of year. But thankfully, rain chances are starting to enter back into our forecast for your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, allowing us to stay just a little bit cooler and stay around these fall-like temperatures. So definitely going to enjoy every second of it. But as I mentioned, I also got to show y'all the band of the week. Let's see, was it the Green Wave or Golden Wave? Well, there you have it. There was your Band Squad of the Week. So excited that the Golden Wave could get both Cheer Squad and Band of the Week, especially since West Point got their win in the football game. So it was a great broadcast. I appreciate all of y'all staying up with us, especially on y'all's Friday night. These are one of my favorite broadcasts, showing y'all weather, football, everything going on in North Mississippi. Of course, here are the QR codes for the app. We appreciate all the support you have given us and all the feedback as well, because we want to make sure this is as top-notch and as best as we can be for y'all, because we cannot do this without y'all. Now, of course, our broadcast schedule will go back towards the weekend schedule for our Saturday and Sunday. I am looking forward to spending my weekends with y'all. I'm looking forward to relax after this long work week we've had. So it'll be a great weekend coming up, beautiful conditions, and we'll be live here tonight, or not tonight, tomorrow night in the Room to Room Weather Center at 6 and 10. Cannot wait to see y'all there. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's night.
Visualize perfection, freshly picked ingredients, tantalizing flavors, sweet and sour intertwine, and dance into your glass. One-of-a-kind arrangements, hitting every note. Why wait for the weekend? It's on at the grill.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.